Hi, this is Tim with bandcentral.com, and I wanted to show you animations. If you want to get Band Central, you can go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and search for Band Central. So let's go ahead and start with some annotations. So on this left side, this is an iPad with the iOS operating system, and this is the Android operating system on the right. So I'm going to show you that they sync up in real time as you annotate, only if you are looking at the exact lyric. You can have multiple lyrics for the same song, but right now we're just going to focus on the same lyric. I will show you having multiple lyrics in another video. So let's go to the three-dot menu, and right here it says Annotate. I'm going to choose that. If I go to Android, you'll see the same thing. It has Annotate. And it brings up, let's go back to here. It brings up a bar at the bottom, and they have the same options. So you can see I'm going to open them up, and you have a pen, a highlighter, eraser, and text. So let's go ahead and start with pen, and you can choose your line height right here. I'm just going to do bold, and you can choose the color of your underline. Let's do purple. All right, now I'm going to get rid of this, and let's go ahead and annotate. Voila, you can see on the Android in real time, you get updated if you're connected to the internet. Now let's do a highlighter, and let's make this highlighter yellow, and we probably want a big highlight here. Let's make it heavy, and I'm gonna highlight this piece right here, and you can see it's highlighted over here. Now I'm gonna do something on Android so you can see that. Let's do some text. I'm gonna add text here and just type text here. Choose the color. Let's go with green. For this demo, let's make it a big size and save. You can see the text is added there, and you can see it's added over here. If you can notice, there's a little X there if you wanted to get rid of it, or if you're in annotation mode, you can move it around. So now you can see the X a little bit more clearly. Since these are two different tablet sizes, and plus a different operating system, you'll see a little variation on where the annotation is, but for the most part, it's going to be the same. When you're in annotation mode, I'm gonna undo that too, so you can demonstrate that. When you're in annotation mode, it locks the scrolling, so you cannot scroll. So you wanna be in the place that you want to annotate. Otherwise, you have to hit done, and you have to scroll up, and you can see how the annotations scroll with you. There's a previous annotation that I did. And up here, it's a little bit different. The done button is on top on Android, and now I can move that along here. Okay, so let me show you one more thing. Let's go back to the annotations and hit clear all annotations right there, and it'll get rid of all annotations from both devices. There you go. So now let me demonstrate using comments. So this is a really neat trick. You don't have to go to the annotations menu. If you're at a gig and you wanted to make a comment really quick, you long press, and then you get this option to add a Chord Pro comment or add a text note. So let's focus on the text note for now because that's what you just saw. Okay, so then it brings up this dialog. You can just type in text note, and let's give it a different color here. Let's give it blue, and it's 40 point, so there you go. Oh, added the text note over here. That wasn't the best spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and long press it. There it is again, and I'm going to delete it. You may have to scroll to the delete. So let's pick a better spot right here. Long press. Text. Note. There you go. If you wanted to get rid of this, you can go into the annotation right here and clear it out. So you get the X. You will not get the X if you're doing a long press. Okay, so now let's go to do a Chord Pro comment. So if I want to comment right above this line where it says if you could only see, well, let's do it easier so I could show you the text when we edit. So I'm going to long press the first line. Let's add a Chord Pro comment. And this is just going to be Chord Pro. Chord Pro is the standard format that most apps use, and that's what Setlist Helper uses for the raw text before it gets rendered to the screen. Hit save, and you can see chord progression put up there. Now if I edit, you can see it's put over here as well. You'll see that this tag right here with the C and chord progression, that's the Chord Pro. You can remove it here if you wanted to, or you can long press here and you can delete the comment. Okay, great. Let's take a look at PDFs. We can't forget about PDF files. If you have PDFs attached, let's go to Brickhouse. Here's a PDF. And don't forget that after you choose Annotate, well, let's go back down. It locks the screen where you're at. So if I go to the second page, let's say, and I hit Annotate, now I can't scroll. Oop, there you go. I was annotating, so you see that in the middle. Let's undo that, and let's do this with PDF files. We're on highlight, and I'm gonna highlight this line right here. You'll see it get done on Android as well. And basically everything is the same as what I just showed you, except you can do it on PDFs. Let's hit done, and you can see when I scroll, they don't scroll together. Maybe that's a feature you might want, but as long as you're looking at the lyric, you can have multiple lyrics per song, but I'm only looking at the lyric that I use. Then you can have this real-time annotation. You can also do the same thing with the long press to get your text to annotate anywhere you want there. Let's make this blue, and we got 40 point just to make it big for the demo. You see text gets put here, and it gets put on Android as well. So I hope you like the annotation. This is really fun to develop, and a lot of people have been asking for this. This is Band Central. So go to Band Central in the App Store for Apple, or go to Android Play Store and you can download Band Central there. Thanks.